What's up, everyone? This is BigPowner, and today I'm going to teach you a really awesome way to farm Shaper Elder. If you want to farm that, why would you want to farm that? Well, the main reason for wanting to farm that would be to hunt for Watcher's Eyes, because every league there's going to be Watcher's Eyes that are just like super valuable for you know, whatever Watcher's Eye is in the most demand. Some leagues, when we have really high populations on like single builds, you can see, three stat Watcher's Eyes that go into multiple mirrors. I don't know of any that are that crazy this league. The player base is not really stacked on any one build more than like 10% or something like that. Maybe maybe minions or something is over that. Let's see. Well, that loads. Oh, there we go. All right, so yeah. Actually, the highest is probably going into BV Necromancer, like 13-14%. So minions, and probably poison BV. So like a little over 10%. But the player base is pretty broken up. I think that's because we got some really cool new ascendancies, and then there's also a lot of those people that just play the same thing every single league, and they're just the same builds over and over again. But I feel like a lot more people have gone off into different types of builds this league. You got a pretty good spread of of players all over the place. So good and bad. The bad is that there isn't going to be that one Watcher's Eye that's just so crazily priced. Like in when Archmage first came out, you had like single stat Watcher's Eyes that were like 60x alts. But that means that there's going to be more things that have value to them. There's a lot of them that are like 10, 20 exalts. So it is definitely something that if you get lucky at IDing them, you get the right one to drop, you can make some sweet currency. The reason why I haven't ever liked Shaper Elder farming is because, in my experience, they just hardly never drop for me. So I'm pretty much just always losing currency, and I'm just basically hoping that I get that really crazy one, or I'm just losing. I'm losing my arse. Um, which is pretty much just what always happens to me with Shaper Elder farming, which I do it like every few leagues and pretty much always have lost doing it. But this league, it is a lot better, and there's actually ways that you can generate constant currency while you're farming for those shots to get lucky and ID the amazing Watcher's Eye that will boost your currency like crazy. Um, so I'm gonna break that down. You're gonna need for this farming, you're gonna need 6 points for your main Atlas tree, and because they have added this Atlas tree, it has basically made it so that I would not recommend to anyone to ever farm Shaper Elder with at least um, 2 sets, so 4 points into their Atlas tree. And why is that? Because this right here is just so OP. Gaze into the Abyss is just like crazy, like a 10% extra chance for a Watcher's Eye. They're supposed to be like a 1 in 3 as it is, so that would put you closer to like every other you're getting a Watcher's Eye, which in my experience I did a decent amount of them. It definitely seems like it's probably close to like that, like 40% or something like that. Like it wasn't every other, but it was pretty close, which is an amazing improvement for my experience in the past. It really does make a big difference. But what's even more important about this is, like, if you want to farm this, there's a way that you can basically guarantee yourself currency, because we have these fights. These invitations for the 2 sets of guardians. When you do these, you get between 4 to 5 splinters for
What's
the
there?
Maven fight.
Go with
So
courage.
while you're farming your guardians, every 4 fights, if you get an invitation, which sometimes the invitations weren't dropping for me, which was kind of disappointing. Which you can see, I have 2 full sets that are up, and I obviously don't have an invitation to do those fights. But hopefully you guys will have a little bit more luck on being able to consistently do those. Um, a little way around that. So the Xana Guardian fights don't count towards your Atlas completions for Maven watching because I don't think she tags along in the Xana missions, which sucks. They need to change that because it makes Xana very underpowered for the changes that have come to the league because you can't, if you get a Xana Cortex, then it doesn't count towards your progression for your main thing. So, that sucks. But what you can do is if you still want to use your Xanas to farm some Guardian fragments, they inside of Xana can still drop invitations. So when all of your Guardian slots are already completed, if you don't have an invitation, that would be a good time to use your Xana and hope that she opens up some Guardian maps for you, and then hope you get your invitation in there. So that would be a good time to do that. So that you're not wasting potential invitational fights. The other cool thing about those invitational fights is you get drops from all four of the Guardians, which means potentially four more fragments. I've never seen four fragments drop, but you get the five splinters, which are worth about half an exalt. Let's see what they're at right now. In PC community right now, oh, over half an exalt, like 50C, which the exalted orb's like 80 right now. So over half an exalt is what you can expect. Um, I do them unID'd, so that maybe that's the reason why I'm pretty consistently getting five splinters. I have seen four though, so I would say four or five. But with at the price it's at right now, that it's half an exalt at least, basically, if that price holds. Or you can save them up, save up the invitations for doing the Maven fight yourself. It's basically just extra farming. Um, but yeah, and then also inside of those invitationals, they drop more Guardian maps, which I normally get like 1, 2 Guardian maps each time I complete those. So it gives you some sustain. Also making it even more OP, we have this right here, the Guardian's Aid. This makes it so that every single time you're fighting a guardian, when you're on the last stage of the fight, another guardian joins them, and then the one that you're fighting heals to full health, and then you fight them both at the same time. If you're barely able to do the fights, don't do this because you probably will fail. If you're struggling with one of them, if fighting two of them with the one healing to full health, you're probably going to fail it. So you need to be able to comfortably kill the guardians and be able to handle two of them. But absolutely, if you can, you should use this because it gives you a chance that the second one that's joining them will drop a fragment. It seems to me, from my experience, that about half the time you get an extra fragment, so you could say like 50% more fragments, which basically is just a huge, huge buff. I mean, I'm sure sometimes with luck you might get a couple back to back, and that would make it so that you get a Elder or Shaper fight in two maps. So that's pretty dope. That makes it really good. The buffs here, though, are just crazy. Like a 10% extra chance for the Watcher Stone, 3 guaranteed Shaper items. This makes it really good, but basically you're getting guaranteed currency. There's a few ways you can get guaranteed currency out of farming Shaper Elder. No one ever really likes farming Shaper after a certain point, but people always like farming the Uber Elder. If you're not wanting to farm the Uber Elder, the fragments for the Shaper realm are worth about 50C, so over half an exalt. Um, if you can do those fights quickly, that's guaranteed over half an exalt for the fight. Plus, if you're guaranteed 3 items, you get some value in that. Dying Suns are still over half an exalt in the PC community. In console community, I'm sure all of that stuff is worth a lot more, so that farming would be probably really good still. But the reason why those prices have come down so quickly is because there's definitely people doing this and just raking in the rewards. The cool thing is, though, Watcher's Eyes are pretty much going to have value and be farmable all leagues. So if that's something that you enjoy, that is something that you can go for. Um, so make sure you're doing your invitationals because you're going to get half or close to half the of a Maven invitation plus extra fragments plus extra maps plus extra drops, which is dope. And you could count up all of that currency every 4 maps. Just the splinters, like I said, half an exalt. Um, And that makes it so that you're making consistent currency being generated to you plus whatever you get in your maps. Like obviously, if you're running your own maps to get your fragments, you're going to be making currency inside of those maps. So it's pretty good guaranteed currency with then that gamble factor. Like if you're running the Elder and you're hoping for a good Watcher's Eye, you still have that gamble factor, but you're still going to be able to get some guaranteed currency. The way it used to be for me is like there wasn't as much currency coming in, so it felt like I was getting nothing, and then the infrequency of drops from Shaper Elder made it so that if you're not running good or you're not lucky, you would just be making nothing, and you'd just be kind of like, you know, getting getting screwed in the arse. But yeah, so it's actually a really good option for farming if you want to try something new. I did it for a little while, and I didn't even burn through all my Shaper Guardian maps because I speedrun maps. I got so many that I've done a lot of the fights. I might just sell my fragments at this point because I'm kind of burnt out on it, and I need to farm other zones to make content to give people all of the options for all the cool new farming methods that are out there. But I wanted to weigh in on this one in case people are interested in doing this. So yeah, I hope you guys can use this information to make some currency, try out some new farming. If you're not subscribed yet and you like this content, go ahead and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace. Peace out.